Ahead of October 26, 2024, local government elections, Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno has reserved 40% slot for women, assuring that the gesture would be accompanied with free nomination forms. The elections will be conducted by the Akwa Ibom State Independent Electoral Commission across the 31 local councils in the state. The AKISEC chairman, Elder Anyedi Ikyoiwak, had said plans have been concluded for the polls to hold. Governor Eno has urged stakeholders in different councils to present competent and popular aspirants that will ensure smooth and unquestionable victories at the polls. However, he indulged the stakeholders not to breach the current zoning arrangements across the 368 wards in the state. He stated this at the July edition of Government House Monthly Covenant Service held at the Banquet Hall, Uyo. The governor said it was the position of the People's Democratic Party to give 40% of available positions to women, adding that to further encourage women participations, forms will be handed out to them free of charge. He reminded interested aspirants to carry out necessary checks to ensure that they are favored by the zoning arrangement before throwing their hat into the ring, stressing that no one will be held liable for any unguided electioneering expenditures. Mr. Nze, what is your take on this? What is your immediate reaction to this story?
I think, first of all, we have to give credit to Pastor Eno. He's a good man. If we can pick anything from there, you see that after Udom Emmanuel handed over to him, Udom Emmanuel went to sleep. Pastor Eno focused on the governance of Akwa Ibom State, and you see how that state is thriving. See the great things that is happening. It's as a result of a good man handing over to a good man. Yeah, not like what is happening in Rivers State, where the outgone governor is not allowing the incumbent governor to do what he has come to do, stressing that he is a political investment and all that. But that notwithstanding, looking at what Pastor Eno had done, you see that he has consideration for the masses. Yeah, it is believed that women do not have as much money as men, and some of them might have the desire to contest for the office of executive chairman of a local government. And he had to throw open about 40% space for them with a free form. You don't need to pay in PDP. Now, it is a motivation for the women to come out, and those who think they're credible, they're qualified, should come out and pick the form free of charge and contest. And I'm also using this medium to call upon on other political parties to follow suit. Let them do as PDP had done. Labour Party should do so, and NNPP should do so, APC should do so, other political parties should do so, so that women can be included in what we are doing. Because we are discovering that most of them are doing excellently well in governance, in leadership. So they should not just be shoved aside while men are coming in to claim to have all the capacities and sagacity that we are not even seeing, except in violence and troublemaking. So Eno should be commended for this. And look at again, he told his people, in selecting your aspirants, pick popular and credible candidates. Eno is not ready to come and pick a candidate and give to the people. He said, pick a popular and credible candidate and let them come and compete favorably with other candidates of, or aspirants of, candidates of other political parties. And then he also emphasized to the people in PDP, he emphasized that they should remember the zoning arrangement. That is equity. I wish that other governors and other stakeholders in the politics of Nigeria should borrow from some of these good people we have. Because look at what is, make sure you respect the zoning arrangement. Not when you look at the zoning arrangement and you have an interest, you subvert it, you turn it around. So it is improper. So let other governors and other leaders in other states borrow from Governor Eno.
All right. Yeah. Now, still talking about women participation of women in politics. should it be handed to women on a platter? Now, you would agree with me that for a number of years now, there have been agitation, by women that they should be given equal opportunities, right? And certain laws have also been amended to favor women. For example, when it comes to inheritance, right, it has been amended that women are entitled to inheriting equally as the men and all that. Now, when it comes to political involvement, should they be treated differently like sacred cows? It should be handed to them. When you look at, currently, with all the crises going on in the country, economic crisis, political crisis, food crisis, hunger crisis, how many women have been vocal, either critiquing the government or proffering solutions? You would ask. It has been the men that have been dominant.
Disadvantaged in the way we do things, with the way we run politics in Nigeria.
Okay, how so?
Now, look at it. If, as a woman, you come out to play politics the way Nigerian men are playing politics, how would your husband look at you? Sometimes, how will your children look at you? Sometimes they will say, even your children will encourage you and say, Mom, please come back home. Come and live for us. We don't want you to die early. Because when you talk, they look for you to kill. When you talk, they will maim you. Here in Rivers State, over the past 8 years, who are you to dare talk? After talking, you should join your ancestors.
Before the 8 years, who was talking? How many women were allowed?
Before the 8 years, before the immediate past 8 years or 9 years now.
Can you tell me the number of women that have been very active?
Yeah, women have been talking.
Names?
Beatrice Utubo of Labour Party. I mean, not NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. The chairperson.
She was also the former gubernator.
Yeah, she was also the Nigerian LP's candidate in the last election. So that woman has been vocal. Other little women from their enclaves, from their different enclaves, have been talking.
Now, this is the thing. When you say other women in their little enclaves,
yeah,
people build personality, popularity, followership, fan base by the level of their activism. Let me give you an example. Dino Melaye. Like Dino Melaye or hate him, it's a name that is known. For some people, Dino Melaye may have a nuisance value. For some people, he might be cantankerous. For some people, he's making a lot of sense.
You can remember what he has suffered.
Hold on. But he is a name that is known. They also have Mr. Common Sense. A lot of people may not know his real name, but they know him as Mr. Common Sense. If they decide to contest elections, they may not win, they may win, but the thing is, they are names that are known. And the truth of the matter, again, is that most political parties will want to go for candidates that are viable, candidates that can deliver their party. Is it little wonder that even at the level of councillorship, most women do not even get the position? Question is, how are they able to mobilize at the grassroots level? How many women in politics can say they can mobilize at the grassroots level and win a councillorship election in their ward?
Good. In Rivers State, we have women councillors. In Rivers State, we have women local government chairmen who contested and won. Now, we were talking about...
How many of them?
We have at least...
As against 23 local governments.
Yeah, even if it is one or two.
Let's just use 23 local governments.
Let's just say one. At least we can... This very one that her tenure just elapsed.
One against 23.
Yes, it's a good beginning.
How many years down democracy?
It's a good start. Look at it. Just like what Eno is trying to do now, Pastor Eno is trying to do. You need to encourage these people to come out and participate. If you do not encourage them, they will still remain with the feeling that, this is a man word, this men word, this men thing. If we come out, they will do us this. Okay, look at, when I was telling you about women talking, in River State, you can hear the voice of the likes of Uche Ken, who has served as a local government deputy chairman. You can hear the voice of likes of Dr. Gokana. These are women talking. And nobody gives them space to come openly to play. And when we look, we consider the person of Itubo.
When you say giving them space, should women be given space or should women grab the space?
No, women can't grab the space.
Why can't they?
It is just like you now appearing in the market, maybe in the bus stop, and you see a woman dragging a man to fight with.
No. Now,
the fact, by merely seeing that sight, you feel bad.
All right.
But look at it. You can see a man dragging a man to fight.
Do you know Aisha Yusuf?
Yes.
Is she a name that is known?
She's a name.
Is she a woman?
Yes.
Was that popularity given to her? Was it handed to her?
She earned that popularity when the atmosphere was calm. To start with, it was
when the atmosphere was
calm.
When was that?
That was a Goodluck Jonathan time.
During NSAS, sir.
Not just NSAS. No.
She started with the Chibok girl.
That's that, during Jonathan's time.
She started with the...
Herself, Obie Ezekwesili and the rest.
But she singled out herself, particularly
during NSAS.
That was one of the most dangerous times.
That's why I told you. That's why I told you that she came in when the atmosphere was calm.
And she's still alive.
And she stayed in the game.
But she's still alive.
And she's still alive. Now, look at it. We encourage that. We salute her. Aisha Yusuf, to a large extent, we played together in LP. I was in LP. Yes. And why I had to be in LP, not because I want to be a politician or what. No, I just want a good governance for my people. So we thank her for what she did. We thank Ezekwesili and the rest of them who fought for the Chibok girls, they bring back our girls, their stuff, and those who also fought for the NSAS protesters and all that. And even those who are still talking today. And we're also encouraging other women to come up and speak.
You said that it has to be given to them.
Why do I say so? Look at what, like in the North, you know, education is our right. Every child should be educated in Nigeria. But look at it in the North. They are more disadvantaged because they don't go to school. So what do?
They don't go to school. They choose not to go to school.
I said they don't go to school, whether they chose to or the infrastructure was not there or whatever. But they chose. But now, when Goodluck Jonathan came, he went to their enclaves to build them schools as a motivation. Now, when they begin to go through primary school, secondary school, they will develop the interest and now go for tertiary institution and all that. So what Governor Eno is doing in Akwa Ibom is like introducing this thing to the women, encouraging them to, not as if she is giving it to them on a platter. No. But you discover that when women will come out in Akwa Ibom State and are now thriving, and other women are seeing what women can do in Akwa Ibom State, other states will borrow leave.
All right. Joining me on Open Conversation again is Honorable Olaka, a political analyst. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning.
And welcome to Open Conversation.
Good morning.
What is your take on this move by Governor Eno? 40% and 40% free slot and free forms for women in Akwa Ibom State.
Okay. It is good to start with an appreciation for the governor. But I want to differ a little. I've listened to my brother, my colleague here in the studio, and the women are not different from the men. Because in looking at who is weak or who is strong, I can say it's a function of social constructs. Because what constitutes strength? I do not think that it is in our muscles. I do not think it is in the name of a man. What constitutes strength could be mental, and it has to do with how prepared one is in the mind. And so giving the women some slots and handing over free forms, well, it's commendable. But I dare to say that is in a way making the women to be a bit lazy. I think so. And then come to think of it, we have women who are counselors today We have women who are being relegated to be known for the position of vice chairman, especially in Rivers State. And practically, you would agree with me that in some cases you see the women merely standing in front and their husbands or other men actually running the offices. And so, and this is because in many cases these women are given. They don't take the powers. And then so it now feels like I wasn't even ready. They just said I should come and do this. In some cases, these slots that are given to women, the men are the actual ones that own those slots, wherein the powers that be will begin to share. Okay, let me bring my daughter. And then you go and call one of your daughter who may not even be prepared to say, so and so, please come and run for so position. In some cases, you see the men bringing their wives or bringing their nieces or friends or relatives who are female because the slots have been given free. And so, but I want to specifically speak to the women on this, the women of Akwa Ibom State, and to say that it is because of the negligence of the women. The women themselves have not shown commitment that they are ready like the male counterparts. And that is why they have now sent a message, maybe unconsciously, to them that they are doing that. They have sent a message to the men and presented themselves as those who needed to be spoon-fed. I do not think that in politics we should be sharing forms free, or we should be sharing some slots, percentages and all that. In any case, there could be places where women may not even be up to that 40% to grab the slots that are available. And then you now see people disguising themselves into coming through that women as probably surrogates, kind of. And then they end up, the woman is just there, and someone else. So if that is going to be what is practicable, then I suggest it should be thrown open and let the men, let anyone who is capable, anyone who feels is ready and available, and you think you have the capacity to run election, win, and serve the purpose and the essence of occupying or manning such a position, should be given such an opportunity. The women of Akwa Ibom need to be up and doing. However, on the part, generally speaking, I want to commend the governor for showing commitment and giving the electoral umpire the level playing field, the opportunity, making the environment very conducive for the Akwa Ibom. And so far, we haven't had a situation where one party or two party gather themselves in the studio and begin to say they are not aware that the election is about to hold. They were not properly informed of election, even when there are public notice, public invitation by the electoral umpire of Akwa Ibom, like in the case of Rivers State. We have not seen where parties are coming out to say no, maybe tomorrow or so. But we want to commend the parties, chapters of the various political parties that are existing in Akwa Ibom State, who have shown readiness to participate in the poll. I want to also use this platform to ask the politicians, even in Rivers State, which is the neighboring or a sister state. Our election, both elections are coming in October. Theirs is proposed, Akwa Ibom is proposed for 26, while Rivers is proposed for 50. It means Rivers is supposed to be ahead. And so I do not even say, but in any case, we do not, it is not a matter of a compulsion. Any party is free to say they are ready to participate or not. Thank you very much.
From the conversation.
All right, thank you.
Now, when you look at let's look at the nitty-gritty of elections. Elections is usually based on the numbers, correct? It's numbers. Now, women have more numbers. You will agree with me? Yeah, and if women are not important in elections, you see this political strategy of bringing women as running mates in order to sway the feminine votes to the party. You know, the particular party started it, and then other parties borrowed the leaf. Because when a woman is your running mate, she represents the female votes in that election. When you look at it critically, if women become more involved in politics, become politically aware and conscious, and engage actively in politics, you would agree with me that women would be the deciding factor. In fact, politicians would be rallying around women to deliver them during elections. So that's why I am asking you, is it that women actually do not understand the power that they have, and that if they even take the decision, they can even rule this country, they can be president? This is where my grouse is coming from. They can be president, but they say it's a patriarchal system, like you have posited, and it doesn't really favor the woman. But there are women in Nigeria who have made waves on the international scene as well, and they are married, and they are still making waves, and they have impacted nations. Aren't they married? Is it a question of women waiting for handouts, or a question of women not being politically conscious and aware of the power they have and the influence their numerical strength can wield for them in elections?
I think it will be rightly put that those who are taking women as running mates are not doing so just to swear the women vote, but they are doing that just to prove to the women that they are being carried along. And that is, to me, not quite correct. I participated fully. I was an insider in this very last election, 2023 election, and I stood behind a woman, the Labour Party governorship candidate in Rivers State. And I gave her my word that, madam, you have been an activist, but now you felt that what you have been agitating for had not been given to you by the government. Instead of sitting back to beg, you now have to take the front burner to make sure that what you have requested for will no longer be a begging stuff. You will now be implementing them. I will stand by you, and we'll market you to the Rivers people, and the Rivers people will buy you. Actually, that woman contested and won, but was not declared, which everybody know. The results are still there intact. But let that be a discussion for another day. But look at it. When you say that bringing a woman as a running mate will be to sway the women vote, I tell you it is not true, because we have seen a woman contest as a sole candidate. We moved from market to market, church to church, places we could find women. Do you know what? Many women use their mouth to say, won't this woman go home and take care of her family? What is she coming here to do? In the time of voting, they didn't vote her because she's a woman. They simply voted because of what she stood for. So in Nigerian politics, we don't vote whether because you're a man or a woman. In Nigerian politics, we have not survived the issue of party affiliation. You still see people vote based on their party connection. Except what we saw in 2023 general election, where people left party and voted a person.
Okay, I wanted to bring it to your conversation. Yeah. Wasn't the influence of that election that she enjoyed, wasn't it a spillover of the P2B hits? Because she ran on the same political party platform as the presidential candidate in 2023.
Now, let me make it clear to you. She was not the only Labour Party state governorship candidate.
Fair enough.
We had other Labour Party state governorship candidates in other states. How many of them enjoyed the spillover of P2B candidacy?
So in your opinion, it's a question of lack of political consciousness of the women?
For here in Rivers State, the woman worked.
But women,
she spent her time,
not involved.
She spent her money, and she gathered votes that even if not for the fear, our then governor had to go extra mile. to make sure she's brought low, just as he did the Labour Party.
But
that one is,
it's
not a speculation, because I'm saying what I know. But let us come to women and their gender. Anytime we grow up from sticking to our party to sticking to a credible candidate who will give us what we are looking for, then I'll tell you that the emancipation we are expecting in women as getting involved into politics will come. Look at what happened in Rivers State today. The governor was given to us, even when many did not accept him. But he came and began to do things that will affect directly to the masses. Now, it changed from PDP, APC, Labour Party, whatever. What you now have is Rivers people.
Right.
So in Rivers State, whether you are APC, you are Labour, nobody cares. You are Rivers people. Look at in the formation of caretaker committee.
We are delving into another conversation.
Not completely. I'm trying to point out, create something out of it so as to bring to the table this insinuation that women are supporting their fellow women. Female participation in politics.
Granted, even Sarah Jibril, during the presidential primaries, got only 1 vote.
Okay.
There is no question about it. That's why I am asking.
But I commend her. I commend her for that.
Yeah, that was brave.
Even though I want to believe that she was disenfranchised in a way. Because you can't tell me that her husband didn't vote for her. You can't tell me that her children didn't.
That's a presidential.
Yes. Yes, presidential all over Nigeria. You can't tell me that she doesn't have coordinators. You can't tell me that she doesn't have 1 or 2 persons that you tell me that she got 1 vote. So what was announced in 2023 general election was a script.
All right.
And not a result.
All right. You wanted to say something very quickly, Honorable Laka.
Okay, well, what I want to say is just to encourage the women that they need to sit up. The women need to wake up. The world is not a man's world. It's our world. It's we have to be ready to participate. The building, the development of any society doesn't lie on the shoulder of the men nor the women, but it is the input of the generality of every one of us. And so I would like to, reflecting on what is happening in Akwa Ibom, asking the women to sit up like the male counterpart, nothing more. And if they sit up, we are sure that we will get, because we have got, if you want to talk about administrators, we've had people who have served Nigeria, Okonjo-Iweala, we've had them. You have to talk about activists. You have famous Anki Briggs here doing well in the Niger Delta and beyond. We have a lot of women who have made fame, who've done so much in their various areas of endeavor. And so I like to say the women need to step up their games. They need to step up their games. Thank you very much.
All right, moving forward.